If your energy drops after a meal, even though the food is labeled light, this video may finally explain why. So let's explore the 3 low-fat foods that are secretly turning into belly fat after 60, starting with the one that's probably in your fridge right now. 1. Low-fat yogurt. The sweet trap in Nancy's fridge. You know, former First Lady Nancy Reagan once shared her usual breakfast: a light fruit salad, black coffee, and low-fat yogurt. Simple, easy, and safe. But in her later years, she struggled with the hidden accumulation of belly fat and fatigue that made it difficult to pinpoint the cause. Let me help you understand this. Low-fat yogurt is not usually low in sugar. When companies remove fat, they often add sweeteners, fruit syrups, or thickeners to maintain texture and flavor. For older adults, especially after age 60, this hidden sugar can cause a rapid insulin spike, encouraging fat to accumulate around the belly, where it silently surrounds the organs. You may have noticed it too. Your waistline is expanding even when you eat less, or your energy plummets after breakfast. That little cup that promises light and satisfying? It could be part of the problem. And what's the problem? It doesn't sound like a serious problem. No cramps, no sharp pains, just the silent storage of sugar in the form of visceral fat, the dangerous kind. You don't have to cut out yogurt altogether, just be smarter. Choose plain Greek yogurt, add your own fresh fruit, maybe a teaspoon of honey. You deserve to know what's really fueling your morning. Comment 1 below if you've opted for low-fat yogurt without knowing what's inside. 2. Low-fat muffins. The breakfast that ruins you. You tell me, if something says low-fat, isn't it good for you? That's exactly what John thought. Every morning after retiring, he would sit down with a warm, healthy blueberry muffin, reading the paper. Low-fat, the label said, but his belly kept growing, even though he wasn't eating more of it. Let me explain what's going on here. When fat is removed from baked goods like muffins, it's often replaced with refined flour and sugar to keep the bread soft, moist, and sweet. For an older body, that's a dangerous combination. These carbohydrates are digested very quickly, causing a spike in blood sugar, and can contribute to fat storage, especially belly fat. You may feel it: a heavier waistline, tighter pants, more post-breakfast gas. But no one told you it was the muffin that caused it. It's low fat, right? Here's a heads up. That little muffin can contain as much or even more sugar and refined carbohydrates than some cookies. But you'd never guess it because the packaging says, "Smart choice." You don't have to give up baking altogether. Try a homemade version with almond flour, less sugar, or even half a banana for moisture. Warm, filling, and without the sugar trap. Comment 2 below if you've ever reached for a muffin because you thought it was a healthier option. 3. Diet sodas. The sugar-free secret that's secretly expanding your waistline. Picture this. You're watching the 6 o'clock news. Legs stretched out, your favorite drink in your hand. Diet soda. 0 calories, 0 sugar. It feels like the smart little treat you deserve. But here's what no one tells you. Diet soda can still secretly add belly fat to your body, just more quietly. Let me help you understand. Artificial sweeteners like aspartame can confuse your brain. They taste sweet but don't provide energy. Your body expects sugar, prepares for it, and when it doesn't arrive, it responds by craving more. This can increase cravings, slow down your metabolism, and for older adults, that means more fat is stored in your belly, right where it's hardest to lose. You've probably noticed. Even though you're drinking diet soda, your stomach feels softer. Or you feel hungrier after dinner than you used to. Weird, right? Here's the danger. It doesn't have an immediate effect. Diet soda may seem safe, but over time, it can affect your gut microbiome, blood sugar response, and fat distribution. And you won't know until you look in the mirror and wonder why. So what can you do? Try iced herbal tea, flavored water with lemon or mint, or sparkling water with a splash of fruit juice. You still get the fizz, without the potential side effects. Comment 3 below if diet soda is already part of your daily routine and you have no idea what it's doing. Let's take a breath. If diet soda has been part of your day, don't feel bad. Most of us have been there. This isn't about guilt. It's about learning what your body needs after 60. You don't have to give up everything. Just start reading the fine print. And speaking of labels, that light salad dressing in your fridge? It might not be as light as it claims. Let's dive in. 4. Low-fat salad dressings. When labels lie to your belly. You think you're doing everything right. You swap your creamy dressing for a low-fat Italian, thinking you're protecting your heart and waistline. But what if that small change is secretly working against your body? Here's what really happens. When fat is removed from salad dressings, food manufacturers often add corn syrup, maltodextrin, or modified starch to preserve flavor. These ingredients convert to sugar quickly, and for older adults, they can cause a rapid spike in blood sugar, equivalent or close to that of a candy bar. That insulin spike triggers fat storage, especially around the belly, where it's hardest to lose and most dangerous to keep. Ever wonder why your stomach still feels bloated, even though you're eating more greens than ever? The problem may not be the salad, it's what you're putting on it. This type of weight gain happens silently. There may be no obvious bloating or pain. It's just an increasing waistline and underlying inflammation that builds up over time, especially as your metabolism slows after 60. But you don't have to stop eating salad. Just change up the dressing. Try olive oil, lemon juice, or balsamic vinegar. Simple, natural, and much better for your body. Comment 4 below if you've ever trusted a low-fat dressing without reading the label. 5. Low-fat frozen meals. What changes after 60 makes these meals riskier. You used to eat frozen dinners in your 40s with no problem. But now, one tray of healthy low-fat lasagna and you feel heavy, bloated, and tired. What changed? Your metabolism. After 60, your body processes food slower. That frozen meal, filled with refined starches, preservatives, and hidden sugars, breaks down fast in your gut, but lingers as stored belly fat, especially when muscle mass is low. Notice the signs. Your energy dips after eating, or you feel full in the belly but weak in the legs. That's your older digestive system saying, "I need something better." These meals promise convenience, but they come with a slow cost: weight gain, blood sugar swings, and rising inflammation. You don't have to cook gourmet. Just try heating up plain protein, steamed veggies, and olive oil, even from the microwave. Comment 5 if frozen healthy meals have been part of your routine. 6. Low-fat snack bars. When healthy turns into hunger. You grab a low-fat granola bar, it's labeled heart healthy, low cholesterol, and even doctor recommended. But 30 minutes later, you're hungry again and craving sweets. Here's the problem. These bars are often loaded with syrup, puffed rice, and extracted fiber. They digest quickly, too quickly for older bodies that need slow-burning energy. The result? Your insulin spikes, then plummets. That vicious cycle signals your body, storing fat, asking for more. If you feel like you're always snacking but never full, this could be why. These bars don't fill you up. They trick you. Try half a banana with almond butter instead, or a hard-boiled egg with a few walnuts. Natural foods help you stay stable. Comment 6 if snack bars have ever left you hungrier than before. 7. Fat-free ice cream, cold, sweet, and fat hoarding. It says fat-free right on the label. But when you finish that bowl of ice cream, why does your stomach feel heavier and your energy plummet within an hour? Let's break it down. The To compensate for the lost fat, many fat-free ice creams are loaded with added sugar, corn syrup, and artificial stabilizers. And after age 60, your body processes those sugars much more slowly, turning them into visceral fat, especially around your belly. You might notice a tighter waistline, sudden fatigue after dessert, or even a heavy feeling in your legs at night. These are signs that your slower metabolism isn't handling that sugar spike well. The point is, fat-free doesn't mean safe. For older adults, sugar control is often more important than eliminating fat entirely, and these frozen treats often contain more sugar than full-fat versions. Try a small scoop of real ice cream, or better yet, frozen banana puree with Greek yogurt and berries. Cold, smooth, and better for you. Comment 7 below if you've opted for fat-free desserts because you think they're better for you. Let's take a moment. If you've trusted labels like fat-free or guilt-free, you're not alone. They were designed to make you feel safe. But now you know after 60 it's not just about what's missing, it's about what they add back in. And there's one more item sitting quietly in your pantry that might surprise you. 8. Free crackers, the crunchy taste that silently crawls up on you. You grab a few crackers before lunch, they say fat-free and feel light. But have you ever noticed that you never feel full after eating them? Just hungrier? Here's why. Many fat-free crackers are made with refined white flour, maltodextrin, and added sugar. For older adults, this combination digests quickly, causing a spike in blood sugar followed by a crash. And each time that happens, your body stores the energy as fat around your belly. It happens silently. A little puffiness here, a tighter belt there. But it adds up, especially when your metabolism has slowed down. These crackers don't nourish you, they tease your body, then leave it craving more. Swap them out for whole grain crackers with hummus or nut butter. Crunchier, more filling. Comment 8 if you've been snacking on fat-free crackers because you think they're harmless. It's okay. If those crunchy little crackers felt harmless, it's because they were made to feel that way. You weren't wrong, just misled by marketing. But once you start looking deeper, the pattern becomes clearer. Even the frozen treats with low fat on the label? They've got their own secrets too. Let's talk about that next. 9. Low-fat frozen yogurt desserts. A sweet illusion. You reach for a cup of healthy, low-fat frozen yogurt after dinner. It feels lighter than ice cream, less guilty, but strangely enough, you're still bloated afterward. Why? Many low-fat frozen yogurt desserts contain as much as 25 to 30 grams of sugar per serving, often on par with or even higher than some regular ice creams. Your aging body can't process this much sugar quickly, and it triggers an insulin spike that leads directly to visceral fat storage. Even worse, the gut bacteria that older adults rely on for digestion can be disrupted by the artificial sweeteners and thickeners used. The signs? Bloating, brain fog, weight gain around the belly. You think you're snacking, but your body knows otherwise. Try pureeing plain Greek yogurt with frozen berries and a dash of vanilla. It's cool, smooth, and your belly will thank you. Comment 9 if you've turned to frozen yogurt for health and now see it differently. 10. Flavor oatmeal, that's causing waistline trouble. The warm bowl, that's causing weight. It's advertised as heart-healthy, low-fat, and the perfect way to start the day. But that little packet of light-flavored oatmeal, it could be secretly sabotaging your waistline. Here's why. These oats are often loaded with sugar, dry syrup, and flavorings. For older adults, the rapid absorption of these sugars in the morning leads to a spike and a bigger belly over time. You may not notice it right away, but if breakfast leaves you feeling hungry, tired, and a little bloated every week, this could be the reason. Don't give up on oatmeal, just ditch the instant packet. Try plain steel-cut or rolled oats with cinnamon, berries, and maybe a few walnuts. You'll feel fuller for longer and your blood sugar will thank you. Count 10 if those little packets of instant oatmeal were ever in your cupboard. 11. Rice cakes, the crunch with an empty cost. They're light, they're low-fat, they crunch like air. But rice cakes may be one of the most deceptive snacks for seniors. Here's why. They're made from puffed white rice, which digests fast, too fast. In seniors, that leads to sugar spikes, then a crash, and a signal to store belly fat. You might eat a few and feel fine, but an hour later, you're hungry again. It's not just a snack, it becomes a cycle. Try whole grain crisp breads with real toppings like hummus or mashed avocado. Comment 11 if rice cakes were once your go-to healthy snack. 12. Low-fat fruit yogurt drinks. The disguised dessert. They come in small bottles, claim to aid digestion, and sit next to the milk. But many low-fat yogurt drinks are liquid sugar bombs in disguise. One bottle can contain 25 to 30 grams of sugar and barely enough protein or fat to slow digestion. For seniors, that means a quick sugar surge, followed by storage right in the belly. If you've ever felt bloated, sleepy, or hungry soon after drinking one, it's not in your head. Instead, try plain kefir or Greek yogurt with blended berries, real probiotics, real fuel. Comment 12 if you've been drinking these thinking they helped your gut. You know, sometimes it's not age that slows us down, it's the little choices we were told were healthy. A label, a word like light or fat-free. We followed what made sense back then, but now, our bodies speak a different language, and it's time we listen. This video wasn't about guilt. It's about wisdom. It's about knowing that after 60, what used to work might now work against us. But here's the good news. You don't have to give up the foods you love. You just need to read deeper, eat smarter, and trust what your body tells you. One small change, like swapping sweetened yogurt for plain, can ripple into better mornings, lighter afternoons, and stronger years ahead. So let today be the day you stop blaming yourself and start making empowered choices. You deserve to feel good in your body at every age. Comment below if any of these foods surprised you and share this video with someone you love. Someone over 60 who deserves to feel strong and clear again. And if you haven't already, hit subscribe to join us here at HEALZO, where small tips bring big hope.